Hey Cozy Home fam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Shamika and this is Cozy Home by Sham. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. Alright y'all, so I am back again with another video updating you on the progress of this renovation project that I'm currently working on. So this is what? Part 4. So in part 3 we left off showing you the tiling process. We finally started tiling, and for this week's video you have a lot of updates from us priming the walls, taping and plastering of the ceiling, installation of faucets, the purchase of fans and pendant lights. It's literally so much. AC installation, more electrical works. So if you're interested in seeing that kind of content, keep on watching. Alright, so as I said, last we left off, you would have seen us start the tiling process, but by now we would have completely tiled the entire inside of the home, including the patio, but not without some hiccups. Alright, I ran out of thin sets, so I had to go back. I went back to Creative Building Finishes and picked up some more thin sets, dropped it off at the apartment complex for the guys to get done with the tiling completely. I am absolutely loving the progress so far. I love the tiles that I chose. I am almost wanting to put them in my own home, but no, I won't do that. Not for right now at least, but I'm really excited with the progress thus far, especially with the outcome of the tiles. Of course, while I was dropping off the thin sets, I made a quick stop inside just to check on the progress of the tiling and then back to running my millions of errands. Also guys, my drywall specialist Ricardo, that you guys would have already been familiar with if you are regular on my channel, he also finally completed framing and boarding the rest of the home, the rest of the ceiling inside the home. That would have included the second bedroom and the 2 bathrooms. So from the last video, you would have seen him frame and board the living room and frame and board the master bedroom. So he went through, did the hallway, he did the 2 bathrooms and the second bedroom. So now everything is all framed and boarded up and ready to start taping and plastering. But before I show you that, let's talk about what next. As soon as he was done with the ceiling, it was now time for me to prime those walls, okay? Before we talk about priming the walls, guys, I wanted to also turn your attention to the fact that we ripped out the closet for the second bedroom. We're doing all new closet doors and an all new setup inside the closet area. Can't wait to show you. Alright, so after Ricardo completed framing and boarding the ceiling inside the living room, it was now important for us to start priming those walls, especially the kitchen area. Why? Because the kitchen cupboards are finally finished and it's just waiting to be installed. So we had to jump on it really quick to go get some primer and just prime the walls, not only for the living room and kitchen. Since we were starting the priming process, we went through the entire home to get rid of those colored walls. So I stopped at Rapid True Value and picked up 2 5-gallon concrete primers for the wall and started to get the painting process going. Alright, so speaking of the cabinets, let's talk about the team over at Facelift. Big up David, always. The team there is so super professional and very much on time. I know a lot of persons have difficulties with workmen or tradesmen that say, oh, the project is going to take 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then it runs into 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and they take long to produce whatever they say that they're going to create. But that is not my experience with Facelift. That is not my experience with David. They were spot on with their 5-week mark. They told me 5 weeks and I was getting my regular updates. I got a sneak peek video of the cabinets that you are currently now seeing on screen. So those are the cabinets all done up and ready to install, minus those green ones that did not belong to us. So the team there, very professional, very on time, and they're just waiting on us now to get the walls primed and painted to finish so that they can come in and install the kitchen fixtures. By the way, I must say that Facelift is a full service for the kitchen. I not only got the kitchen cupboards, kitchen island, but they also provide the countertop and the sink and the faucets and the hardwares for the cupboard. So I didn't have to do anything but just pay, get the contract drawn up, and once they're done making it, everything gets installed, and I didn't have to go out and go search for any kind of countertop or any sink or any faucet. They took care of everything, and I couldn't love that anymore. So big up the team at Facelift, big up yourself, David. Alrighty, so back to priming. This part of the process I was very excited to see finally happen. I was super excited to finally have some white paint be slapped on those walls to cover that brightly colored orange paint on the wall that, you know, most definitely made an already small space look or appear even smaller, and it most definitely darkened the space. So of course my go-to would be white to open up that very small space and let in more light. Based on the way that the living room is designed, it does not get a lot of natural light, so the lighter the paint color on the wall, the better. So after priming the walls, it was finally time to start priming the ceiling as well. So Ricardo came back in to finally tape and plaster the ceiling to finish. So after taping and plastering, we of course have to allow that to dry. Then he went back over it with a final skim coat, allow that to dry as well. And then he went back to now sand to smooth, and we finally primed the ceilings. So after doing all of that priming inside the living area, we went back down to the kitchen section now to paint to complete. So we did low sheen white paints on the walls and flat white paint for the ceiling. Why finishing the kitchen area with paint so early in the job? Like I said, the team at Facelift is done with our cabinets and ready to install, so I wanted to make sure that all paint jobs in that area of the home where the kitchen cabinets are gonna be installed, matte black cabinets at that, I wanted to make sure that the guys had no more painting to do in that section. Yes, I know it could be installed with the walls just primed, and then we can go back in when everything is all done to just do one final paint, but no. I would not want to run the risk of having anyone, not even remotely close, to matte black cabinets with any form of paint. Accidents happen, the paint brushes can fall, paint splatters or sprinkles and just gets messy, and I do not want to ruin their beautiful cupboards. So yeah, make sure to finish that area, and it is looking absolutely amazing. Also guys, obviously if the construction is still going on, so if we end up having any like dirt stains in that area, it's really simple and a lot simpler to just go in with one paintbrush and just lightly dab those areas that would have been stained, or we don't have to dab it either, it can be wiped because it's low sheen paint. All right, but I didn't want any major painting getting done in that area once the cabinets were installed, so we got it out of the way. Also guys, I can't stress this enough, for smaller spaces, especially smaller spaces with less light, I promise you, white does the trick every time. Sometimes you can go for off-white too. You don't necessarily have to do white, but I prefer, especially for super small spaces, white. And yes, I know people always say white is so hard to maintain, it gets dirty easily, and that's true, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's hard to maintain, because if you do go with low sheen white paint, then it makes it easier to clean. It is a lot easier for you to just get a rag with some soap or whatever you choose to clean the walls and just wipe, and that comes off very easily. Now you can't do that with a flat white paint. That's why I wouldn't recommend flat white if you're concerned about the maintenance of having white walls, because you run the risk, if you try to wipe a flat white paint, then you run the risk of you run the risk of removing some of that paint, and it will show once it dries. Once that area dries from your wet cloth, it will show that some of the paint has been, rubbed off of that area. So I say, if you want to go with light bright white to open up your very small space, go with low sheen paint. All right, it comes with sheen, obviously. That makes it a lot easier to clean. Okay, so on to another part of the update for this renovation. The team for AC units also came in to install newer units. The ones that were there before were very, very dated, so we ripped those out and we're replacing it with brand new AC units. So they came in and did their installation as well. And of course, you know the drill, not without some hiccups. We had a bit of a challenge with the space that was below the air conditioning unit, because we have plans to install dual blinds. And based on the space between the unit and the window, there was not enough space for the guy with the blinds to come and apply his little boarded area to get the blinds installed. And the blinds also, that little boarded area could not be installed underneath the concrete area of the window, because that area is closed off completely by a mesh. So we ended up having a workaround to kind of slightly raise that air conditioning unit a little bit to the ceiling to create at least 2 inches of space for Sidon, that's his name. He's going to be doing the blinds for him to come in and work with. He requested at least 2 to 3 inches of space. We did as best as we could. For the master bedroom, that space was fine. But the second bedroom, we had a very hard time trying to create at least 2 inches for him. But we successfully did that, thank God. And so, yeah, ACs are now in. And this part of the update is absolutely no shocker if you've been following the series of this renovation. A day in the life of me trying to complete this renovation project would not be complete without a stop at Active Home Center. So now that we have finished the ceiling inside the living room, it was now time to go get the fans. And now that the kitchen is gonna be installed, the kitchen cabinets are gonna be installed, now it's time to also get pendant lights to go above the island. Of course, I had already done a mood board, so I know what I'm looking for. And we had already budgeted that to go get the stuff once it's time. So yeah, it was now time to go to Active and go get those stuff for the installation to happen. So for fans, I already knew what I was looking for. Like I said, I created a mood board that I showed to the client that they were very much in love with. So even though I looked at a few options for fans inside Active, I already knew I was going to go with that wooden detail looking ceiling fan, and that's exactly what I went with. Sound off in the comments, let me know what you think about the fan and the style of the fan. I want to hear if you love it or not. You don't have to necessarily like everything I choose, but I really want to hear your opinions. For pendant lights, I also looked at a lot of options there. So I had a general idea as to the style of the pendant light I wanted to go with, but I realized that Active had a variety of those woven hanging pendant lights that I wanted to go with for the kitchen. So it was a bit of a struggle trying to decide between the ones that I like and the one that I like more than the other, because it was just so many beautiful pendant lights to choose from. But I eventually settled on the one that you're seeing here on screen that the sales rep was measuring. Big up that sales rep, by the way. I forgot his name, but he was very sweet, very helpful. And so yeah guys, I went with the pendant light that you just saw. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but I bought 2 of those fans that you saw for the living area. It's a long living area, so I went with 2 fans, and I bought 2 of those hanging pendant lights to go above the kitchen island. So after my little active run, I went back to the apartment to check on the progress of the installation for the wall faucets that I'm doing for the master bathroom. I'm not doing the regular faucets that would sit on top of the vanity. I want it to be a little bit more fancy. So I purchased a wall faucets and was watching them being installed. From watching everything come together, I know it's not done yet, but I am beaming with pride and excitement. I cannot wait until it's done, just so I can see it and just so I can show you. But I'm already so super proud of the progress so far. So yeah, the faucets were successfully installed, and now he was about to finally seal up those holes that were created in the wall to run the pipes and stuff. So it was time to cement those and seal back the wall, if you can't already tell from the cement mixture that was happening on the ground in that clip. Alright y'all, that's it for this week's video. That's it for the updates on the renovation project. If you have been following the series so far, thank you so very much for watching and supporting as usual. But don't feel too sad that this video is over for this week, because it gets even more exciting. There are lots of installations still to get done, like the regular room doors. I have some beautiful glass doors that are getting installed close to the patio of this unit. Yeah, there's so many things to still get installed. The fans are not in yet, even though I purchased them. The pendant lights don't go in yet until the kitchen island is in. I still have blinds to capture on camera when those get installed. I still have the bathroom vanities. I still have the bathrooms to tile. I still have the bathroom enclosures. Those are the glass doors for the shower to go in. So much more for you guys to see and get excited about. Of course, I'm not gonna show every single thing because I still want you guys to be gagged, okay, when you see the final reveal. But I'm gonna make it a peep. Y'all gonna see some things. I wonder if I can hear the bike in my background. Why bike to surpass when I record? But anyways, yeah. That's it for this week's video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it on out to your friends and family. Continue to help me grow over on YouTube. And like I say every week, put God first in whatever it is that you do. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.